New Hampshire, 3:17 a.m. The cold night was still. 2 still.Security cams blinked. Motion sensors lit up. And then chaos. A convoy of blacked-out SUVs pulled up to Karoline Leavitt's private estate, nestled deep in the woods just outside Manchester. Inside those vehicles, members of Los Marinos, a ruthless offshoot of a Mexican cartel known for lightning-fast raids, illegal arms trafficking, and political intimidation. Their mission? Silence the firebrand conservative once and for all. Or so they thought. They didn't know what they were walking into. Karoline wasn't just a rising political voice. She was prepared. After receiving encrypted intel weeks earlier about potential threats tied to her anti-cartel rhetoric, Karoline had her estate reinforced, military-grade steel panic rooms. Pressure-triggered land alarms. Facial recognition surveillance. Former Navy SEALs on a rotating 24-hour security detail.So. When the cartel operatives cut the power, backup systems snapped into action. When they breached the front gates with RPGs, they met bulletproof glass and reinforced steel. And when they stepped onto the grounds, they were surrounded. Instant regret. In less than 90 seconds, Karoline's private security force, led by ex-Green Beret Commander Marcus Dade, had the cartel team flanked, cornered, and forced onto the ground. "You boys picked the wrong American to mess with," Dade growled, zip-tying one of the stunned invaders. The cartel didn't expect resistance. They expected panic. What they got was a fortress and a fighter. FBI and Homeland step in full federal response. Within the hour, Karoline's compound was secured. Federal agents arrived via Blackhawk helicopter. The remaining cartel members were cuffed and flown to a secure interrogation facility. That raid? It sparked a nationwide crackdown on cartel-connected sleeper cells operating on U.S. soil. Dozens of coordinated arrests. Border alerts raised to the highest level. Karoline's stand lit the match. Karoline's statement goes viral. The next day, Karoline stood at a podium cool, calm, and composed. "They thought they could scare me. Silence me. But here's the truth. I'm not afraid of cowards who hide behind guns. I fear only one thing: what happens when good people stay quiet." The press room went dead silent. Then the applause thundered. The aftershock. Cartel-linked assets frozen in 6 countries. Karoline praised by military veterans and law enforcement officials. Her name floated in presidential circles as a symbol of unshakable resolve. But most important of all, she sent a message loud and clear. This is our land. You don't get to walk in and take what brave Americans built. THEGOODLASSON, strength comes from standing your ground. This wasn't just about one failed raid. This was about what happens when you prepare, stand firm, and refuse to be intimidated, even by those who live in the shadows. Karoline didn't just survive the ambush. She flipped it. She exposed it. And she used it to protect others. Being brave doesn't mean you go looking for danger.It means when danger finds you, you don't run. You rise. Karoline Leavitt's retaliation sends shockwaves across borders. What the cartel didn't expect was that Karoline wouldn't stop at defending her home. She was now on offense, and her reach was growing by the hour. Within 24 hours of the raid, Karoline held a closed-door meeting in D.C. with military intelligence, FBI and Homeland Security chiefs, senators and global allies from Mexico and Central America. And what came out of that meeting? Operation Iron Truth, an unprecedented international task force to expose and dismantle cartel-connected assets buried deep in American politics. The leaked dossier corruption, EXPOSED. Just 2 days later, an anonymous whistleblower dropped a flash drive into Karoline's legal team's inbox. The files were damning. Payments from known cartel affiliates to 2 sitting congressmen. A series of encrypted emails between cartel leaders and high-ranking city officials in Chicago, San Diego, and El Paso. A secret warehouse in Arizona used as a distribution hub hidden in plain sight under a real estate shell company. Karoline didn't hesitate. She read those names aloud in a live-streamed press conference. "These cowards tried to kill AM.The. Now I'm going to kill the silence that's protected them for decades." The arrests begin within 72 hours. 2 mayors arrested. U.S. representative indicted. 17 cartel insiders captured on both sides of the border. Interpol, the DEA, and Mexican federal forces launched joint operations using the intelligence Karoline's team uncovered. And the world watched in disbelief as Karoline, once mocked as just another conservative voice, became a hero of international justice. The Pope responds from the Vatican.In a surprise move. Pope Pius XIV issued a global statement. To see someone so young and brave stand up against wickedness reminds us, righteousness doesn't come from titles, but from action. Karoline, who once defended Pope Francis on The View, was now receiving praise from the Vatican itself. Netflix calls. Hollywood wants in. Producers flooded Karoline's office with requests, feature film rights. A documentary series, Against the Shadows, The Leavitt Files. Book deals from 3 major publishing houses. But she wasn't interested in fame. Not yet. The story's not finished. There's more evil to root out. Let them film after the final takedown. Hebiggerlasson voice can shake the world. Karoline proved what most people forget. You don't need an army. You need conviction. And the courage to act when everyone else is afraid. She turned a midnight ambush into a multinational justice crusade. She didn't just defend herself, she became the reckoning.So. What's next? Well, one of the captured cartel operatives is whispering about a corrupt tech mogul funding smuggling routes through AI-powered drones. Guess who's about to pay them a visit? Karoline Leavitt, armed with facts, firepower, and the Constitution. The good lesson: bravery isn't loud, it's relentless. Karoline Leavitt didn't set out to be a hero. She just refused to be a victim. She stood her ground when the enemy stormed her gates. She exposed the rot when others chose silence. And she turned trauma into transformation, not just for herself, but for a country on the edge of forgetting what real courage looks like. THELASSON. Evil thrives when the brave sit still, but it collapses when just one person rises. You don't need power to be powerful. You don't need permission to do what's right. And you definitely don't need to be perfect. You just need to be willing. Karoline's story is a reminder that resilience isn't a trait, it's a choice. Every day, you either give in or get in the end. The cartel didn't fall because of bullets or arrests. It fell because one woman said, "Not on my watch." And she meant it.So. Next time fear comes knocking, remember this: you don't fight darkness with more darkness, you fight it by becoming the one thing it can never touch: light.